Please do not forget, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and hit the notification bell to be notified when we upload next. Roy Haynes, the legendary jazz drummer who shared his gift with some of the greatest names in music, has passed away at the age of 99. His daughter, Leslie Haynes-Gilmore, confirmed the news, saying that her father had died after a brief illness. The world of jazz has lost one of its most influential and pioneering figures, but Roy Haynes' music and legacy will continue to inspire generations of musicians and fans alike. Roy Haynes was born on March 13, 1925, in Boston, Massachusetts, a city that would play an important role in his musical journey. From an early age, Haynes was drawn to rhythm, a love that would lead him to become one of the most innovative and respected drummers in jazz history. He grew up in a musical family, with his father, a vocalist and pianist, introducing him to a wide range of music. Haynes' interest in drumming began when he heard the sound of big band jazz music playing on the radio, and it wasn't long before he picked up a pair of sticks and began to learn the craft. His path to becoming a jazz great wasn't easy. Haynes faced many challenges, but he had an undeniable passion and talent that guided him through. He first began playing professionally in the late 1940s, at a time when jazz was undergoing significant changes. The swing era was winding down, and the bebop revolution was in full swing. It was during this period that Roy Haynes had the opportunity to work with some of the most legendary musicians in jazz history, including Charlie Parker, Lester Young, and Sarah Vaughan. Roy Haynes' drumming style was distinctive. He was known for his ability to play with incredible speed and precision while also bringing a sense of freedom and improvisation to his performances. Unlike many drummers who focused primarily on keeping time, Haynes used his drums as a voice in the band, contributing to the melody and the overall feel of the music. His cymbal work was particularly notable, creating a shimmering, almost vocal quality that became a hallmark of his style. His collaborations with Charlie Parker, one of the founders of bebop, were some of the most iconic moments in jazz history. Haynes played on several of Parker's recordings in the 1950s, including the groundbreaking album Bird and Diz. His work with Parker pushed the boundaries of what was possible on the drums, and it wasn't long before other top musicians began to seek out his unique sound. Lester Young, the tenor saxophonist whose smooth and relaxed style contrasted with the frantic energy of bebop, also benefited from Haynes' drumming. Young's music was filled with subtle complexities, and Haynes' rhythmic flexibility complemented his approach perfectly. The two recorded together on several occasions, and their partnership was a model of musical communication. Sarah Vaughan, one of the greatest vocalists in jazz, also worked with Haynes. Her voice, rich and powerful, found an ideal rhythm partner in Haynes, whose drumming added depth and texture to her performances. It was clear that Haynes wasn't just playing the drums, he was part of the conversation, helping to shape the sound and feel of the music with every beat. Throughout his career, Roy Haynes was known not only for his technical brilliance but also for his ability to innovate. He wasn't content with simply following the trends of jazz. Instead, he worked to create new sounds and push the boundaries of what jazz drumming could be. His style evolved over the years, but one thing remained constant: his ability to adapt to the changing landscapes of jazz, from bebop to modal jazz to fusion and beyond. One of the hallmarks of Haynes' career was his ability to work across multiple generations of jazz musicians. As younger players came up in the 1960s, 70s, and 80s, Haynes was always there, offering advice, mentorship, and, most importantly, inspiration. He played with artists like John Coltrane, Miles Davis, and Chick Corea, and his influence can be heard in the work of countless drummers who came after him. In the 1980s and beyond, Roy Haynes was known for his work as a bandleader, leading his own groups and continuing to tour around the world. His band, the Roy Haynes Quartet, was a staple of the jazz scene, and he continued to perform into his later years. Even as he aged, Haynes' passion for music never waned. His performances were energetic, his playing still full of life and vitality. The news of Roy Haynes' passing marks the end of an era in jazz. His contributions to the music world are immeasurable, but his influence goes beyond just the notes he played. Haynes was a teacher, a mentor, and a figure who helped shape the direction of jazz over several decades. For many jazz musicians, Haynes wasn't just a drummer, he was a symbol of the spirit of innovation and creativity that defined the genre. He showed that jazz was more than just a style of music, it was a language, one that was always evolving, always open to new ideas and influences. Haynes' ability to remain relevant across so many different phases of jazz is a testament to his adaptability and his deep understanding of the music. Whether he was playing with the pioneers of bebop or the cutting-edge artists of the modern jazz scene, Haynes was always at the forefront, shaping the rhythm and soul of the music. In his later years, Roy Haynes was often celebrated for his longevity and his ability to continue playing at a high level despite his age. But his passing at 99 is a reminder that even the greatest of legends must eventually pass on. His music, however, will live on forever. Roy Haynes' daughter, Leslie Haynes-Gilmore, shared the news of his death with the world, noting that he passed away after a brief illness. His family, friends, and fans will miss him dearly, but the legacy he leaves behind is one of greatness, perseverance, and an unbreakable love for music. In jazz, drummers often work in the background, providing the foundation for the music. But for Roy Haynes, the drums were his voice. He wasn't just keeping time, he was making time. His rhythms told stories, and his beats spoke of a lifetime spent creating, exploring, and pushing the boundaries of what jazz could be. As we say goodbye to Roy Haynes, we remember the profound impact he had on jazz and the world of music. His influence will continue to echo through the drums of the musicians he inspired, the records he made, and the lives he touched. Though he may no longer be with us, his spirit, his sound, and his legacy will never fade away. Thank you, Roy Haynes, for the rhythms, the music, and the inspiration. You were a true pioneer, and your legacy will always remain at the heart of jazz. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to daily updates and never miss a video.